Stories have power. Stories can move. Stories can inform. Stories can enrage. Usually the basis of the story is that someone is changed. Someone is different at the end of the story than they were at the beginning. Act 1, Scene 5, Hamlet. The ghost lures Hamlet out onto the battlements of the castle and says, "Mark me. My hour is almost come when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself." Now, Hamlet, listen, is given out sleeping in my garden, a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark was by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. Know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown. Sleeping in my garden, my custom in the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of curse and heaven in a vial, and in the porches of mine ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect has such enmity with human blood that it courses swift as quicksilver through every gate and back alley of the body. All my body. Thus was I, sleeping, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut down in the very blossom of my sin, no reckoning made, sent to my accounting with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, horrible, oh, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, abide it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou attemptest this deed, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven. Remember me. First of all, it's a ghost story. Ghost stories are a whole subgenre. Are you through?
Yeah.
Are a whole subgenre of stories. And this is you can't beat the Hamlet ghost story for a beginning of a ghost story. But what is the function of the story? Yes, is to propel the plot. It shows why Hamlet is called to do what Hamlet does. Now, granted, there's a lot more to it than that. Did you know there are more words written about the character Hamlet in the English language than any other subject, with the exception of Jesus Christ and Shakespeare himself? Two of the three most written about subjects in the English language have something to do with Shakespeare. And 400 years later, we're still trying to figure out what it means because of the universality of the experience. So, Hamlet's ghost compels Hamlet to act on the story. So we have the story. The story is that Claudius and Gertrude, the queen, are married because Hamlet died. The king Hamlet died. So his brother Claudius married the queen. He's the new king. She's his queen. Has the throne. That's the story. The ghost says, no, there's a story underneath. Well, there's a story underneath that too. All of Shakespeare's plays take place in Britain. It's British mores, British satire on British political life, on the royals, British money, British values. They may say, okay, now we're in Egypt, now we're in Rome, now we're in Greece, now we're in Denmark. comes down from the battlement, and he's speaking to Bernardo, and I don't remember, Oswaldo, whoever it was. And he tells the story of what the ghost had said. Bernardo says, "My lord, there's no offense." And Hamlet says, "Aye, by St. Patrick, there is." Because St. Patrick swept the snakes out of the British Isles. It couldn't have been a serpent's sting. It was poison. Story, underneath story about that. And the reason there are so many words about Hamlet written is that we don't know all of the substance. Why does it do what it does? There's having spent my life as an actor and teaching acting, I was always amused that acting students, no matter how they couched the question, they were all asking the same question. The question is, what's the secret? Now, they may phrase it a lot of different ways, but that's the question. What's the secret? With Hamlet, we look at this thing and say,